The Collections Manager module itself allows you to create activities such as notes, tasks, emails, phone calls. It also lets you view collections activities for one or all of your customers. You can use email templates to auto-generate emails to your customers about invoices that are due. We'll show you that. We'll show you also how to create multiple collections plans. And another great feature is we'll show you how your activities will close automatically if they're associated with an invoice that gets paid and thus has a zero balance. So those activities will clear out automatically. Therefore, you won't have a list of activities that aren't necessary. So I logged in and I have the Collections Manager dashboard as my default. I happen to like this dashboard. It's got a lot of great information for me as a collections manager, including open invoices by customer, my collections invoice, all my open collections activities for my team. Again, I'm going to be partial. I like this particular dashboard, but if you don't, that's fine. Just like throughout the rest of Acumatica, click on the design button and it allows you to edit these widgets. So make this what is important for you. So I like to get my day started, and I like to start that in the collections activity list. And this shows me all of the activities that I have either due or past due. Few things I want you to notice on the screen is as I'm clicking on these tasks, the invoices that are related to that particular activity show up on the bottom of the screen. They're also indicated here. Like I said, if this particular invoice gets paid, then this item will be marked as complete and won't show on my Open Activities tab. Now, throughout these demos, you'll see things that look extremely familiar to you for Acumatica, so I don't have to tell you about them every time. The filters, the same filtering capabilities where you can create these sort tab features. And then also this column setting, again, if I want to move columns around, remove them, add any, I can do that here as well. So that's pretty standard Acumatica capability. So I can click on one of these particular activities. It opens up in a new window, and I can certainly just edit this activity if I'd like. I can change the due date on it. Say I just want to keep one running activity and change the due date on it, however works best for your business. I can also categorize this. If that's helpful to you, to have low, medium, high, urgent, you can do that here. The great thing as well is, let's say I've exhausted my efforts on this one and I'm ready to give it up. I can certainly assign a different person to that particular task, right? So it doesn't just have to be me working those tasks. I can escalate that to somebody else. I could, of course, just complete this activity or hit complete and follow up where it closes this activity and then opens another window. You'll also see related documents. So just like in the last screen where I highlighted a row and the related documents were below, in this screen, it allows me to see them as well. So I can see the specific invoices that are associated with that particular collection activity. So I'll go ahead and save and close that. The other screen that I really like to live in is this collections management screen. And we have clients that absolutely love this screen, that have purchased Collections Manager just for this screen. I had a client already preloaded, but you can certainly search for a client like you can throughout Acumatica. But it's giving you a great overview of what's happening with this account. Last order date, last invoice date, as you can see up here in this section, balance, etc. Right, so that's some great information for you to have really quickly about your customers. What you can also do from the screen is you see their open invoices and you see the activities specifically for this customer. Now on the last screen, I could have created a new activity. All things I can do from that screen. What I like too about this screen is, let's say I check multiple items. I want to create a new activity and create an email. I can do that here and it creates that email. And again, the related documents show up. Those are the invoices that I selected. So we can move on to this email template that I let you know about earlier. So for ABC Studios, I'll select a contact. We'll pick on Travis for today. And then I'll select a source. This may be familiar to a lot of you because it's using the template functionality inside of Acumatica. I'll choose collections template 1, but you can create multiple templates. You can put whatever verbiage you'd like in those templates, put in any default information to populate in those templates. Again, I could have created this and just set a due date for it, or I'm creating it now and I can just send. Now this email, this isn't email, it's editable. So it's something that you can change if there's something that you want to modify, use the template as a format, but modify it for your specific needs. I can also change the subject if I'd like as well. So full email capabilities, I can carbon copy or blind carbon copy other folks on this email as well. I can just save it, or I can send this email and it will have sent it to that particular customer. So it's really helpful. I know a lot of our clients have really benefited from that particular feature. Another feature that I want to tell you about, as I mentioned earlier, is the collections plans. So if I go over here and go to collections plan maintenance, let's be positive today, we're going to start on good customer. So I can select that, but I can create multiple plans. So let's talk about how these plans work. What I've done here is there are 8 steps that are available to you in an automated collection plan. In this particular example, the days overdue, I have -15. So what that's indicating is 15 days prior to the invoice being due, I'm going to email, I have lots of tasks here, but I'm going to email the customer. I've chosen a collections template that I'm going to use, and also the AR invoice report that I'm going to use as well. So that report format. So all of those can be selected here. The same time span, you can, again, this is just an example, but the step 2 that we've created is that once that invoice is 1 day overdue, I'm going to set an action for a phone call that's going to get assigned to the collections person assigned to this account and create that activity in their activities list, right? I could have had both of these happen at the same day. It's whatever makes the most sense for you, and so on and so forth. So I have different steps along the way that will happen if there are invoices that qualify for these steps. And let's talk about grace period. I have no grace here in this particular demo, but what the grace period is designed to do is if you're already emailing that particular contact and you don't want to bombard them with emails, if you want to say, if I've already received an email within 5 days or 2 days, you can certainly put that grace period in there. So that they're not just getting bombarded with those particular with emails. So whatever is effective. You know, when it comes to collections, it's whatever works for you. Certainly with inside of those plans, you can absolutely run the collection plans. This can be automated, but you can select those plans. Say good customer here, for example. Although they're all good customers, so they have no collections. But if we say bad customers and we calculate the plan, it'll show you what activities are eligible to be executed in that plan. Again, this can also be automated. Also, the other feature is, okay, so how do I get a client assigned to a particular action plan? So I can go to, read that screen. Oh, sorry, wrong screen. I can go in here and I can select the customer and I can see what plan that they are assigned to, or I can change that plan, etc. So here is where, and we're updating this capabilities actually to make it a lot easier to load all that information in. But in this particular version, I can go in and load which customer I want on which collection plan. So that is what I wanted to show you with AR Collections Manager module.